Hello everyone, myself Bhavish Kumar and my teammate Sai Praharsha Devalla are going to present our project Retail Sales Forecasting using Neural Networks. So we have implemented this project as part of our course CIS 731, which is Artificial Neural Networks. So let us begin by talking about the problem statement and the project objective. So, as we all know, the retail stores have a highly volatile business with large fluctuations in their sales, making it very difficult to estimate the upcoming demand correctly. So, poor estimation of demand or sales will lead to understocking or overstocking of inventory, which will result in losses or will negatively affect the store profits. Hence, there is a strong need to make accurate future demand or sales predictions and proactively procure the right amount of inventory to maximize the store revenue and profits. Hence, the goal of this project would be to predict the weekly sales of Walmart stores and department at a store and department level by building a multivariate time series forecast model using neural networks. Now coming to the data description, this data set which we got from Kaggle contains data of 45 Walmart stores located in different regions, with each store containing around 99 departments. So this time series dataset has three CSV files which have all the predictor attributes, the target attribute data that is available to us, and it's distributed across these three CSV files. So this dataset contains approximately 421,000 rows in total, and it comprises of weekly sales for 99 departments and 45 stores spanning across 143 weeks. Now, coming to the trends and patterns which we observed in the data by performing bivariate exploratory data analysis. So the main purpose of doing EDA is to explore trends and patterns in the data and to identify the importance of each of the predictor attributes. So from the first correlation matrix table, we can observe that the unemployment attribute has the relatively strongest negative correlation with our target variable sales, which is followed by CPI, temperature, and fuel price. So looking at the bar graph below, we can see that average sales is highest for store type A, which is followed by stores of type B, and lastly stores of type C. Thus, we can be assured that store type does have a significant impact on sales. From the line graph below on the right side, we can observe a fluctuating seasonal trend across all the 20 stores, and as expected, we see a periodic huge peak in sales between the weeks 40 to 50 and weeks 90 to 100. Moving on. Now my teammate Praharsha is going to walk you through our implementation approach steps.
Hi everyone, I am Prasha. Today I will be talking about our project implementation and approach goals. The first step will be data wrangling or data cleaning part. On the next step, we did exploratory data analysis by creating visualizations to see the trends in the data. We had the store department level data, so we had to cut down on the granularity of level. So we had to aggregate the data to store level, and after that we scale the data using min-max scaler. After that, we trained the following forecast models on aggregated store-level dataset. Initially, we use regular linear regression and random forest regression. We are using these machine learning models to draw out a comparison that deep learning algorithms will be able to perform better in forecasting. After the feed forward neural network, after that we implemented feed forward neural networks using plain back propagation. On the next step, we implemented recurrent neural networks using back propagation through time. And the last one, we implemented long short-term memory and gated recurrent unit networks. After that, we trained the LSTM and GRU forecast models on unaggregated store department level dataset. After that, we compared and contrasted the evaluation results to draw conclusions. In this slide, we will be discussing the experiments performed on the aggregated store level dataset. Store level forecasting had the following two experiments in common across all models. The first experiment is we treated each store as a different entity and trained 45 separate models for each of the 45 stores using the corresponding dataset. The moving windows were used on each subset to create 5 lagged value predictor attributes. In the next part of this experiment, we'll be performing this same as the above, but instead of using 5 lagged value predictor attributes, we'll be using 10 lagged value predictor attributes. After this, the final experiment is to unify dataset containing all the 45 stores to train one single forecast model common for all the stores. But moving window lag attributes were created separately on each store-wise subset, and all the subsets were unified to create one single trained data to forecast the model. This was to avoid providing lags of one store to another store. Now coming to the results, in this slide we're going to talk about the store level forecast with linear regression models. As I mentioned previously, we built linear regression and random forest regression models to draw out a comparison between these and the neural network forecasting ability. So now coming to the results, like if we see here the 45 models moving window all inputs, they're having a train MSE of like 0.015 and the test MSE has like 0.011. And the next experiment results are the 45 models moving window select inputs. For this we have selected is holiday and week number as the attributes along with the 5 lagged attributes. So if we see on selecting a particular few attributes, the train MSE has increased and the test MSE has decreased. And after that we created a single unified model which has the train MSE has 0.009 and 0.007. So based on the results, like we in the linear regression methods, the second experiment where we unify all the data is performing better. And the next part here, the mean train MSE and the mean test MSE, this is nothing but we have unified, there is a unified model which we have done in the above step, like the experiment 2. We have run that for 30 times to obtain the mean train MSE and mean test MSE. In this slide, we're going to talk about like store level forecast with random forest regression models. So similar to what we have done in the previous slide, like the linear regression, we will be following the same experimentation process. So in the second part of the experiment, like the 45 models moving window select inputs, we'll be using the same attributes like is holiday and week number along with the 5 lagged attributes. And the final model will be like unified model where all the stores will be unified as one and we run the model on that. After that, we created feed forward neural network models. Here the same approach what we have done in the previous linear regression and random forest will be using it, but here like if you see one model shallow network and one model deep network, these are nothing but like one model shallow network will have one hidden layer and one model deep network will have like 3 hidden layers. As you see, there is not much change in the train or test MSE for these. As increasing the hidden layers, there's like no improvement in train or test MSE. But if we see in the graphs, for the model is like unable to detect the peaks anywhere. Most of the time it's like giving an average straight line value. So that's why we are going to implement LSTMs, GRUs, and RNN backpropagation through time. After that, we're going to create a store level forecast with recurrent neural networks backpropagation through time models. For the experimentation purposes, we will be creating the 45 models for 45 stores where we'll be using 5 lagged input attributes. And the next part of the experimentation process will be we'll be creating a 45 models with 40 for 45 stores, but this time we're gonna use 10 input lagged attributes. And if we see, there is like not much difference in the train MSC or test MSC on increasing the lagged input attributes to 10 from 5. But if we unify the model of all the stored data and run as a single and build a single model, then we can see there is a drastic drop in the train MSC and test MSC. And if we see in the graphs also, here the model is able to identify the peaks. After this, Bhavesh is gonna make you go through about the rest of the models and the comparisons.
Thank you, Praharsha. Now coming to the store level forecast made with LSTM models. So we have run the three experiments similar to what we had run for recurrent neural networks with BPTT. So amongst the three experiments, we can see that running a single LSTM model and using a sliding window of sequence length 10 is producing the best results, and it's also computationally inexpensive too. So the other two methods of running 45 models with moving windows of sequence 5 and 10 are computationally more expensive, as we are running 45 different models for each store subset, and moreover their results are also not as good as the single model results. So since the single model results were much better than the 45 model results, so we also ran 30 trials of the same single unified LSTM model, and we took the mean and standard deviations of train and test MSCs. So this was done to make a fair comparison with other models. So the below four graphs that we see here show the actual versus predicted sales forecast using the best approach for LSTM, which is the one single unified model approach. So these have been plotted for four randomly selected stores as shown, and we can see that the model is not able to completely detect the uh, peaks in sales, and there is still scope for some improvement. Moving on. Now coming to the last algorithm which we have used, that is the GRU networks. So we have tried four different methods here that are listed in the table, and the results for each of the methods have also been listed alongside. And once again, we can see that both the 45 model methods, which is training 45 separate models for each store subset, is not doing as well as the single unified model approach. So amongst the two single unified models also, we can observe that increasing the number of GRU layers is not making any significant difference to the model performance. So the single unified model with one GRU layer is yielding the best results, and hence we have run 30 trials of this model to obtain the mean and standard deviation of MSCs, and which will be useful for comparing it with other algorithm models. Moving on. Yeah, so now coming to the comparison table. So this table summarizes the best store level forecast models and this table can be used to compare and contrast the best performing models. So for each of the models, 30 trials have been run, and their mean and standard deviation MSEs have been recorded in this table shown below. So from this table we can observe that the unified single unified GRU model has the best results with the lowest test data testing MSE. Also, the computational effort is only marginally higher for the GRU model, and this marginally higher computational effort is yielding much better MSE results. And one more interesting thing to note here is that the random forest regression model has very low train MSE, but a very high test MSE on the other hand. So which means that the random forest regression model is slightly overfitting on the train data. Moving on. So now coming to the lower, one level lower granularity, and now coming to the department store level forecast. So here we have used the original unaggregated store department level dataset to train a single forecast model, which will make prediction, which will predict the weekly sales at a store department level. So here only the single model approach was used, since it's not feasible since it's not computationally feasible to train 45 into 99, which is 4,455 models for each of the 4,455 store department data subsets. So for this department store level, we experimented with LSTM and GRU models, which were identified as the best performing models for our previous store level forecasting. So we created moving window sliders. So as a part of data pre-processing, we created moving window sliders of sequence length 10 for every store department subset separately, one at a time. And this was done to avoid leaking past data from one department to another department. Then we concatenated all the processed 3D numpy to create one single train and test data sets, which were then eventually used to create the train and test loader objects. Now coming to the three experiments that we performed with GRU and LSTM models, and we took the mean and standard deviation of 10 MSEs obtained out of the 10 trials that we conducted for each model. And based on the results, we can see that unified GRU and LSTM models with one layer have the best performance, and one layer is sufficient for this problem. And the advantage of one layer is that it takes minimum computational effort also. So once again, we can see that increasing the number of layers is making no difference to the MSE scores, even for the department store level focus. Thus, I would like to conclude by saying that before I conclude, I would like to show the actual versus predicted sales graphs that we have plotted here. And we can see that the one layer GRU model is doing a pretty good job with forecasting the sales, and it's able to detect all the peaks and dips in the department store level sales. And thus I would like to conclude by saying that single layer LSTM and GRU models are trained on data with sliding window sequence of length 10 produce the best results for this problem on this data set, and the same can be seen in these graphs that have been shown on this slide. Thank you very much for watching this video, and If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment section. Thank you.